Hello there and welcome back to my channel. Now today is the first series of book reviews that I'll be conducting starting from today going forward. So every Monday I'll be releasing a video on a book that I've been reading, and I'm going to share with you the lessons that I picked from the book that I'm reading. So this week I'm reviewing Grant Cardone's 10x rule, the only difference between success and failure. This is the book that I'm reviewing. Let me just get it from my bookshelf. So this book, the 10x rule, is authored by Grant Cardone, who's an American businessman and entrepreneur. Now, quite a lot has been said about Grant Cardone on the internet and in the media, and I'm not going to focus on that. Today I just want to, draw the lessons from his book, which are really brilliant. So I'm going to share with you 4 lessons I picked up by reading this book, the 10x rule, and what they might mean for us as entrepreneurs or for those of us that want to develop our personal lives. So the first lesson that I got from reading the 10x rule is that you have to aim high. You see, throughout this book, and it's a book when reading was actually making me laugh because I could hear Grant Cardone's voice in my ear, and everything that he was talking about was huge and massive and big. So when he's talking about aiming higher, he's talking about when you set your goals, don't set realistic goals as many of us are taught. Even as we are trained in school, in college, we are taught to be realistic, especially for me as an accountant. I'm told to be prudent. I'm taught to be prudent. So in prudence also as an element of being real or realistic. So I'm taught to set SMART goals, specific, measurable, actionable, time-bound goals. Those are the kind of goals that I've been taught to create. However, when I read the 10x rule, it actually made me laugh. Because I know those of you that follow me, you might have seen videos where I've talked about create your goals. Your goals must be SMART. And I've explained what that acronym really means, right? But having read the 10x rule, it opened me up to, yes, you can set goals that are measurable, that are not and that are not unrealistic. So goals that are realistic. But with Grant Cardone, it's challenging us to set or to aim higher when it comes to our goal setting. So whereas you would have set a goal to say, I'm going to read 10 books this year, Grant Cardone is challenging you to 10x that 10 books to 100 books. Now, some of us might say that's quite impractical because I've done some maths. The maximum number of books you can read in a year is about 60, and that's if you're a fast reader and you're reading a book every week. But that's what Grant Cardone is challenging us to do. It's to 10x our goals, to aim higher. So that's one lesson I got. And for me, in terms of applying this, it comes to my work. After I reflected on what he said, it actually challenged me to look back at the work that I do and to put in 10 times more than I'm currently doing. Now, the next lesson that I drew is that in as much as you're aiming higher, you also need to take massive action. So it's not enough for you to just set goals and aim high, but it has to be followed up with massive action. And Grant Cardone tells us that oftentimes when we set goals, we underestimate the amount of effort and work that is required to achieve these goals. And I truly resonated with him. I agree with him 100% because this is something I've experienced in the past. I would be working on a workshop, right? So I've planned to do a maybe practical accounting skills training course for accountants, right? And I've got this goal. I know the courses that need to be implemented. But when it comes to the actual action, I realized that I'd actually underestimated the amount of work that is required to bring this practical accounting skills training course to fruition or to action. So in as much as we are aiming higher in whatever we are doing in our personal lives and in our business, we also have to follow up our goals with a massive action. And we should not underestimate the actions that are required to implement our goals. So this for me was enlightening, and I truly agreed with what Grant Cardone said here. The third lesson that I picked is about failure. You see, oftentimes people are afraid of failure, and this is something that I love to talk about on my YouTube channel. I love to talk about failure because, as an entrepreneur, if you've never gone through failure, you're lucky, first of all, but then you don't really grow just by succeeding. Growth comes from failure. And Grant Cardone phrases this as failure is part of the journey to success. That's beautiful, isn't it? He encourages learners to embrace failure and to keep moving forward, regardless of whatever obstacles comes your way on your journey to success or to a life that you want to pursue. So again, I agree with Grant Cardone 100%, because if you've been watching my videos, you might have already known what I feel about failure. I love to fail. I love the obstacles. You see, without failure, without obstacles that people throw along the way, you actually won't have the fire, the wood, the fuel to lighten you up and give you that fuel and energy to pursue whatever you want to pursue. I consider obstacles, failure, as bring it on. Bring it on. And for me, I'm so lucky to have this frame of mind. And I agree with Grant Cardone 100%. Failure must be embraced. It is part of the journey to success. And as an entrepreneur, as a person that wants to develop your personal life, you need to start embracing failure. Don't be afraid. If one door closes on you, do you know what? 10 more doors are going to open. The fourth lesson and the final one that I'm sharing with you today is consistency. Grant Cardone talks about being consistent. Success is not a one-time event. It is something that must be worked on every day. And that is why it's interesting to see that Grant Cardone actually stressed the importance of consistency daily, even as we are on this journey of pursuing our goals. See, without consistency, you're going to give up. And for those of us that have read quite a number of personal development books, watched a number of personal development videos, we know that it's only people that are consistent that succeed. The ones that are not consistent are the ones that fail or don't make it to whatever they want to achieve. So consistency is a big thing, and that is something that Grant Cardone brings out in the 10X rule. So these are the 4 lessons that I picked up by reading the 10X rule. Now, one quote which is linked to consistency that I picked from the 10X rule is that success is not a one-time event. This is a brilliant quote that touches closely to being consistent. Another brilliant quote is average is a failing formula. Again, this is a brilliant quote that encourages readers to aim for excellence in whatever they are doing or whatever they are trying to achieve. So those are the 4 lessons that I picked. But there's also a con to this book, especially for those people that might feel intimidated by taking big, massive actions and aiming high and being unrealistic with their goals. This might come out like it's a very impractical book for those people that don't want to achieve big things. They are comfortable with small things. So for those people that are comfortable where they are and aiming higher is like, I might not achieve that because it's too big for me, it might not be a book that you may resonate with. But if you can reframe your thinking and just spend a little bit of time to think about what Grant Cardone was trying to say, I do believe you can 10x whatever you're working on right now. And it's going to result in you achieving even just 50% of that 10x results into a bigger achievement than your 1x. I hope you get what I'm trying to say. So let's say right now I want to 10x my work. If I just aim for that, Even if I achieved 50%, it's going to be better than my 1M and 1X that I'd intended to achieve. I'm going to achieve maybe 5X because it's 50% of the 10X. So when you aim higher, you get better results. So that is why I feel it's definitely practical, but for some people it may not be, because of the fear of this is too big for me to achieve, this is too unrealistic, and so let me just be where I am. So that could be a con for those people that don't want to stretch themselves. Overall, the 10X Rule is definitely a book that I encourage you to read, especially for those of us that are on a journey to personal development, personal success, progressing in our businesses, ensuring we grow our businesses not just within but also beyond the borders. So definitely the 10X Rule, this book, is something that I encourage you to pick up today. You can find it in any bookstore in Zambia. I picked it up from a bookstore in Zambia, so even you can find one. If you cannot, like I said in one of my videos, I would like us to create some kind of book club where we share books and also draw lessons in some kind of informal setup where we just meet up and discuss whatever books we are reading and how they help us on our personal development journeys. So if you are interested in joining my book club, write me an email, send it to mukonki@insidepartnersafrica.com. I would love to hear from you, or drop a comment in the comment section below, and let me know. For those of you that have already read this book, let me know your views. What lessons did you draw by reading the 10X Rule? So let me know in the comment section below. Now, to conclude this video, I would like to thank my subscribers, those that have already subscribed to my channel. A million thank yous to you. For those of you that haven't subscribed to my channel, consider subscribing to my channel by clicking the subscribe button. It is up here. Click subscribe today. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.